There has never been a more positive signal. In the end, Ripple prevailed in the legal battle against the SEC. Unexpected, huh? We've been anticipating this day for years, and analysts think that in the interim, XRP for a pump, Ripple has been becoming stronger. However, what is the potential growth of our beloved cryptocurrency? According to experts, growth will reach $280 and beyond. Quite awesome, isn't it? Watch this video through to the end. Let me go over everything in detail. Disclaimer: after battling the SEC for almost 6 years, Ripple has finally prevailed. An important milestone for the cryptocurrency sector has been attained with the resolution of this litigation, which had long clouded XRP's future. We can officially declare that the SEC is no longer pursuing the appeal in the Ripple case, according to the company's CEO. Congratulations, Jack the Rippler was tweeted by XRP holders. It is impossible to exaggerate the importance of this moment. The issue has been a pivotal battle for cryptocurrency regulation ever since the SEC sued Ripple in December 2020, claiming that XRP was an unregistered security. Overnight, the price of XRP plummeted, causing significant losses for numerous investors. Farina was among those who emphasized the catastrophic effect. Investors in XRP are writing to the SEC to complain that the SEC has ruined lives by causing many people to lose their whole life savings on the same day that it sued Ripple, causing XRP to plummet. The win is now complete as the SEC has abandoned its appeal. The legal haze that had surrounded Ripple for years has finally cleared, and XRP is not a security. Some predicted that XRP would begin to rise sharply when the XRP case was resolved. In line with the sentiment of many members of the community, Random Crypto Friend tweeted that the XRP litigation was done. However, Ripple's war was a fight for the whole cryptocurrency sector, not just for one business. A significant problem has been regulatory clarity, and Ripple's case has now established a precedent that may affect the way digital assets are categorized under U.S. law. Former Commodity Futures Trading Commission Chairman Christopher John Carlo, popularly known as Crypto Dad, is among those rejoicing in Ripple's triumph. For a long time, John Carlo maintained that XRP wasn't a security. Before the litigation started in 2020, he and commodities lawyer Conrad Balke co-authored a white paper in which they claimed that XRP operated more like a currency than a security. Critics at the time discounted his opinion, citing his advising relationship with Ripple as justification. John Carlos' status has now been confirmed after several years. Stuart Alderode, the chief legal officer at Ripple, recognized his early support, saying, "Even those who stood by us chose to do so silently 5 years ago when many were rooting against us. You had the courage and intelligence to call it as you saw it." "Thank you," Alderode said. Being correct isn't the only reason for this success. It's about changing the way regulators view cryptocurrency. The SEC's defeat in this case suggests that future regulations of digital assets may change, potentially resulting in more industry-friendly rules. The litigation has weighed heavily on XRP, stifling both its price and uptake. Institutional investors and exchanges that were hesitant because of regulatory ambiguity may show fresh interest in the cryptocurrency now that this legal obstacle has been removed. The way regulators see other cryptocurrencies may also change as a result of Ripple's success. Many contend that the SEC's enforcement-first strategy has caused more harm than good, and the agency's aggressive approach to digital assets has drawn harsh criticism. It is hoped that after this case is settled, regulators would implement more equitable and transparent rules for the cryptocurrency sector rather than depending on court cases to establish regulations. The XRP community has every right to rejoice for the time being. The SEC lawsuit's gloomy shadow has lifted, and Ripple and cryptocurrencies in general are starting a new chapter. It's becoming even more bizarre, though. Now that the case is finally ended, XRP can take off. Will it, though? The price should naturally soar, right? Not so quick, actually. Predictions from some experts are startling. Some are unexpected, some are bullish. You don't want to miss this, I promise. Their words have the power to completely alter the situation. According to a scenario outlined by cryptocurrency expert Dark Defender, xrps might surge to $280, an incredible 11,000% gain from their present price levels. Doesn't it sound crazy? However, this audacious assertion is supported by historical facts. In retrospect, XRP's trajectory from 2014 to 2017 was comparable. Years of consolidation followed by a parabolic breakout that saw it reach a peak of nearly $4 in early 2018. Even longer has been the current cycle, 51 months as opposed to the previous 42 months. However, there is one significant distinction: the volume of trading is really high. XRP had a total trading volume of over 28 million during the last breakout, almost 111 billion this time, which is a roughly fourfold increase. That is a clear indication that the market is ready for a significant event. Not only Dark Defender is requesting a surge, though. Supporters of XRP are stepping up. "We shall be XRP millionaires in 2025, King Karan tweeted. XRP Avengers think that when XRP does make a move, it will just blow up by 3,500% and won't be influenced by news or trading orders. Steve predicts that XRP will reach $30, indicating a more cautious but still remarkable potential. The XRP chancellor isn't holding back either. The Ripple lawsuit is now over. Prepare for a huge surge. Each token is worth $100. Could XRP actually reach $280? Although it's a lofty goal, more outrageous things have happened in the cryptocurrency space. One thing is certain: XRP's largest move might still be in the future, regardless of whether you think it will be $30, $100, or even $280. Naturally, we also cannot overlook the most recent Ripple collaborations. Believe me, this is going to revolutionize the game. You can't afford to ignore this positive indication. These collaborations might be one of the main factors pushing the price of XRP to previously unheard of levels. What is actually going on behind the scenes then? Let's dissect it. Finances are no longer the only factor in growing adoption. It's currently causing a stir in the medical field. In a daring move toward incorporating blockchain technology into medical transactions, XRP Healthcare has formally obtained trademark protection in all 27 EU countries. This is not just a legal victory. It's a calculated move that puts XRP Healthcare in a leading position to transform healthcare payments and data management globally. Blockchain technology is already revolutionizing a number of industries, including healthcare, by providing safe, effective, and transparent solutions. Blockchain-based medical transactions have the potential to eradicate inefficiencies, lower fraud, and simplify patient data administration, with XRP Healthcare at the forefront. Imagine a world in which prescriptions are instantaneously confirmed, medical records are safely maintained on the blockchain, and cross-border healthcare payments are handled with ease. That's what XRP Healthcare is doing. This change is not merely a regional one. The goals of XRP Healthcare are not limited to Europe. The business recently entered the African healthcare sector by acquiring Pharm, a significant drugstore chain in Uganda. Given the difficulties in underdeveloped nations with regard to medical access, price, and